Hello guys, and welcome to another video, and today I wanted to do something special since it's Mario Day, and I wanted to take a look at the 5 Mario games that have had the most impact on me. Most of these games have impacted me equally, so they're not ranked, but each impacted me in a different way. So without further ado, let's take a look at the 5 Mario games that have impacted me the most. New Super Mario Bros. DS was the first mainline Mario game I played when I got a DS back in the late 2000s. I have fond memories of playing this game on long car rides or playing with friends. I remember playing the download play multiplayer mode Mario vs. Luigi many times, and it was definitely one of the highlights of my childhood. One thing that made this game special compared to the other New Super Mario Bros. Games is how unique it is. There are many original enemies and bosses, along with many creative level mechanics that make this game interesting. When comparing this to the other New Super Mario Bros. Games, it really stands out in that aspect, because the other games in the series barely innovated the ideas from the original game. New Super Mario Bros. Had a significant impact on me because it really introduced me to the Mario formula and gave me a basic understanding of how Mario games should look and feel. The second game that had a big impact on me is Super Mario 64, which is another game that I played during my childhood. Super Mario 64 DS was my second mainline Mario game and my first 3D Mario game. Even though I played through the DS remake as a kid, I still have the same feeling I had with 64 DS when I played through the original version. This game gave me an idea of how 3D platformers and 3D games worked in general, since I didn't really play many prior to 64. I've always grown a connection to the different worlds of Super Mario 64, including Peach's Castle, because they are familiar and comforting, yet slightly unsettling at the same time. This feeling is caused by liminality, which is defined as the physical space between one destination and the next. Liminal spaces are usually places in normal instances would be active and have many people, but in unintended scenarios are both familiar and unsettling. Many of the areas in Super Mario 64 look like they would be full or alive, but are very empty due to the limitations of the Nintendo 64. I feel like this really enhances the experience because the worlds feel very different from most other Mario games, and when playing, it feels like Mario is the only sentient being. As many of you who've been watching my channel know, I like the Paper Mario series. Maybe a little too much.
64?
Paper Mario! Paper Mario! My love of the series started back at the beginning of the pandemic when I played through Super Paper Mario, and then played through Origami King when it released. After Origami King, I was set on playing the one game that Paper Mario fans have loved for years, the 1,000-Year Door. It wasn't easy, but I eventually managed to get a hold of a physical copy and played through the game. During my playthrough, I was really invested in the gameplay and the story, because overall, it was a very engaging experience. The characters are also really interesting and each have fleshed out and unique personalities. Vivian, for example, was on the side of the villains at the beginning of the game and fights alongside her sisters, but after she was constantly abused by Beldum, she decided to join and help Mario. The 1,000-Year Door has many unique worlds and locations that really make Rogueport and the surrounding areas feel like a living and breathing world. The 1,000-Year Door is now my second favorite Mario game of all time, and I really recommend playing it, especially if you played Origami King. During my childhood, I always wanted to make a Mario game. I always liked to use the level editor in Super Mario Flash online, and I even tried to make levels in the new Super Mario Bros. Wii level editor, Reggie. When Super Mario Maker was announced for the Wii U at E3 2014, I was ecstatic, because it was basically the Mario game that I always wanted. When it released, I played it constantly, and I always enjoyed playing the other levels that people made. When Super Mario Maker 2 was released on the Switch in 2019, I played it even more, and it is now my second most played Nintendo Switch game behind Animal Crossing New Horizons. I generally have an interest for making things and creating things, which is why I love to make YouTube videos. My creative interest is why I love Mario Maker and its sequel so much. It allows me to create my ideal Mario game with the design elements and the things that I want to put in it. Earlier in the video, when I mentioned how Super Mario 64 and its DS remake impacted me, and it's generally why I prefer sandbox 3D Mario games. Many years after I originally played 64, I wondered why there was a lack of those types of Mario games. I really enjoyed Galaxy along with 3D Land and 3D World, but I've always preferred the style of 64 and Sunshine. I also wanted the Mario series to do something really interesting, like maybe go to the real world or maybe even a city. And in January 2017, that's exactly what was announced. Mario was in a city that looked like the real world, and it was very different yet intriguing. Every area shown in the trailer was very unique and the gameplay looked great, and I was the most excited I've ever been for a Mario game. When I played through the game when it released, it quickly became my favorite Mario game and my favorite game of all time. I loved all the different worlds in the game, since they felt different from one another, and they felt full of life, which contrasts the feeling of Super Mario 64's worlds. The collectability of the moons made it fun to explore every nook and cranny of each kingdom. The capture mechanic felt like a proper evolution of the regular power-ups, and it was utilized really well in the game. Overall, Super Mario Odyssey is an experience that I will never forget, and it was nearly the perfect Mario game for me. So these 5 games have really impacted me, and many of them have shaped my interests for Mario today. I have had many unique experiences in each of these games, and I hope Nintendo continues to release Mario games that have just as much impact. Also, let me know down in the comments which Mario games have impacted you the most. So anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Twitter if you want to. Happy Mario Day!